morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Supreme Court paves way for two UML leaders to join breakaway party, issues interim order not to obstruct their move to CPN Unified Socialist. Grade 12 exams to resume from today, students stressful due to repeated deferral of exams. Government preparing to pass replacement bill through regular session of Parliament, Finance Minister hopeful of getting support from the main opposition party. Taliban leaders squabble at Presidential Palace. Unconfirmed reports point towards disagreement within the Taliban's leadership. And Ronaldo scores again but United beaten late on in Champions League group opener. Tide of the match changed after Bissaka's red card. Now the news in detail. The Supreme Court has paved way for UML leaders Som Prasad Pandey and Sarada Devi Bhatta to join the party's breakaway faction CPN Unified Socialist. The Apex Court has issued an interim order instructing all stakeholders not to intervene the leaders' move to the new party. Both Pandey and Bhatta had written formal request to the UML to shift to the new party before it was registered with the Election Commission. However, the Commission was yet to verify the two leaders as the names were not included while the CPN Unified was registered at the Commission on August 18. The duo had filed the writ petitions at the Supreme Court demanding the right to join the party of their choice. Responding to the writ petition, a division bench of Justices Ishwar Prasad Khateora and Nahagul Subedi issued the interim order recognizing the leaders' decision to join the new party before their verification. Therefore, the court has ordered the concerned bodies not to obstruct the process of the leaders joining a new party until a final verdict is issued in this regard. Chairman Oli of the main opposition party, KP Sharma Oli, has accused Speaker Agni Prasad Sapkota of being unfair towards them. According to Oli, the Speaker has not been able to work independently and in a fair manner. Speaking at a program organized in Bir Tamod of Chapa district yesterday, UML Chairman Oli said that his government was forced to dissolve the House of Representatives due to conspiracies hatched against the party. He claimed that the country had made progress during his tenure while the trade deficit had reduced and export had increased. Oli added that his party will lead the government once again after the election. He also told the party activists that the division of UML has not much affected the party. The grade 12 examination, which had been postponed several times, is scheduled to start from today. National Examination Board has stated that the examination, which was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, will start from today. The exam, which was scheduled to start from June 10, has been deferred several times due to coronavirus pandemic. Even though the board announced to hold the examinations on August 15, the government again postponed it. As the exams have been postponed many times, the mental stress of the students has been increasing. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 1,562 new cases of coronavirus across the country. During the review period, a total of 19 people lost their lives to the deadly infection. With this, the death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 10,984. Meanwhile, 1,589 people recovered from the disease yesterday. The number of active cases of coronavirus across the country stands at 26,202. Nepal is among the top 42 countries that have been most affected by the virus. USA tops the list with 42.2 million cases till date, followed by India with 33.3 million cases. The government has stated that the bill to replace the budget ordinance, which is currently being debated in the House of Representatives, will be passed with the support of the main opposition party. A report.
The government has made its stance clear that the budget will be passed through the regular session of the parliament. The budget will be passed during the regular session, according to the government. Various finance-related bills, including the appropriation bill and the national debt raising bill, have been registered in the House of Representatives amid protests from UML lawmakers. The previous government's budget, introduced through ordinance on May 29, was presented to the Parliament on July 18. Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma had tabled a bill to replace the budget ordinance on August 10 amid protests from the main opposition party CPN-UML. The lower house on Tuesday passed a motion to deliberate the replacement bill despite protests from the main opposition party. However, the government will not be able to spend the budget if it is not approved from the parliament and authenticated by the president within 60 days. According to Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma, the bills will be passed with the consent of the main opposition party UML.
पारित गर्ने छलफल वार्ता सहमति हामी गरिराखेका छौँ। सहमति हुँदा त्यसलाई हामी सहमति अनुसार पारित गर्छौँ। नहुँदा नियमित प्रक्रिया पुर्याएर पारित गर्छौँ र पारित गर्ने केही समय ग्याप रह्यो भने पनि त्यसपछि खर्च गर्ने हुन्छ। केही समयमा खर्च गर्ने अवस्था नहुन पनि सक्छ, तर हाम्रो कोसिस वार्ता संवादतिर चलिरहेको छ।
Meanwhile, Subhas Nembang, Deputy Parliamentary Party leader of the CPN-UML, said that the current situation is the result of the ruling party ignoring the opposition. According to the former speaker, there is a risk that the budget will not be passed due to the discrimination against the opposition parties.
चलिरहेको छ। चलिरहेको छ।
Meanwhile, Lakshman Lal Karna, the leader of the Loktantrik Samajwadi Party, has assured that the budget will be passed. The House of Representatives has already passed the appropriation bill despite UML's opposition. The Parliament's next meeting is scheduled for Monday, September 20 at 11 a.m.
And now the news from economic front. Nepal imports apple worth around rupees 5 billion annually. While foreign apples are getting a good market in Nepal, the apples produced in the country itself are rotting in the fields due to the state's indifference to the protection of homegrown products. Some youths have resorted to the protection and promotion of local apples. A report.
As the demand of apples in the Nepalese market is fulfilled by apples imported from India and China, the apples produced in our own country are getting rotten in the fields or are being used as cattle feed. While the state is showing indifference towards the promotion of homegrown products, a group of Nepali youth are engaged in the promotion and marketing of products produced in the country itself. Although the government has been saying that it will reduce imports by managing the market and increasing the production of fruits, including apples, the data of the Department of Customs shows that apples worth rupees 5.5 billion are imported every year. The country consumes about 84,000 metric tons of apples every year. Due to the lack of branding of organic apples produced in Nepal, foreign apples are taking over the market. The Agriculture Development Office informed that due to COVID-19 pandemic, the production of apples, which was 12,000 metric tons last year, has decreased to 5,100 metric tons. According to youth involved in the marketing, foreign apples are the choice of the consumers as they are regular in shapes and look attractive due to the use of various chemicals. Also, the local traders have been cheating the farmers by setting up a syndicate in the sale of apples.
Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. A major row broke out between leaders of the Taliban over the makeup of a group's new government in Afghanistan, senior Taliban officials told the BBC. The argument between the group's co-founder Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar and a cabinet member happened at the presidential palace. They said they have been unconfirmed reports of disagreements within the Taliban's leadership since Baradar disappeared from public view in recent days. These have been officially denied. The Taliban seized control of Afghanistan last month and have since declared the country as Islamic Emirate. The new interim cabinet is entirely male and made up of senior Taliban figures, some of whom are notorious for attacks on US forces over the last 2 decades. One Taliban source told BBC Pasto that Baradar and Khalil or Rahman Hakimi, the Minister for Refugees and a prominent figure within the militant Haqqani network, had exchanged strong words as the followers brawled within each other nearby. A senior Taliban members based in Qatar and a person connected to those involved also confirmed that an argument had taken place late last week. The sources said the argument had broken out because Baradar, the new deputy prime minister, was unhappy about the structure of their interim government. China's ambassador to the UK has been told he cannot come to Parliament while sanctions remain in place against a number of MPs and peers. Zheng Zheguang was due to attend a Commons reception on Wednesday hosted by All-Party Group on China, but other protest Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle and Lord Speaker Lord McFall ruled this out. The Chinese embassy said it was a cowardly decision that would harm both countries' interest. The ban, which was first reported by the Daily Telegraph, comes at a time when tensions between the two governments are high. In March, China imposed travel bans and assessed freezes on 5 MPs and 2 peers whom it accused of spreading lies about the country. This was in response to the UK's decision to impose its first sanction against Chinese officials for human rights abuses in Xinjiang. Despite this, the China parliamentary group still decided to invite Zheng to its summer party on the common terrace pavilion overlooking the Thames. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Cristiano Ronaldo scored against for Manchester United, but they were beaten 2-1 late on by Young Boys in the Champions League opener after Aaron Wan-Bissaka's red card. Despite playing with 10 men for 55 minutes, it looked like a solid defensive display would see United come away with a point. But a late error from Jesse Lingard allowed Jordan Pickford to slot home the winner with the final kick of the game. Manchester United had been heavy favourites heading into the game and made the perfect start as Ronaldo, who went level with Iker Casillas on all-time Champions League appearances, slotted through David Van Palmo's legs inside 13 minutes. United played for almost an hour with 10 men after Aaron Wan-Bissaka's dangerous challenge on Christopher Martins earned the defender a straight red card. Goals from Thomas Muller and Robert Lewandowski settled the battle of the Big Two in Champions League Group E as Bayern Munich claimed a dominant opening victory at Barcelona. The German champions controlled the game with Muller scoring his 7th career goal against Barca courtesy of a first-half effort that found the net of Eric Garcia's back. Lewandowski made sure of a win with a typical Predatority finish, poking his 74th Champions League goal into an empty net after Jamal Musiala's drive had cannot back off the post. His 75th came late in the game as he once again showed his talent in front of goal with a last finish after Serge Gnabry's shot had come back off the post and fell to him in the box. Barca, playing their first Champions League since the departure of talisman Lionel Messi, were flat and offered little, failing to muster a single shot on target. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Supreme Court paves way for 2 UML leaders to join breakaway party, issues interim order not to obstruct their move to CPN Unified Socialist. Grade 12 exams to resume from today, students stressful due to repeated deferral of exams. Government preparing to pass replacement bill through regular session of Parliament, Finance Minister hopeful for getting support from the main opposition party. Taliban leaders squabble at Presidential Palace, Unconfirmed reports point towards disagreement within the Taliban's leadership. And Ronaldo scores again, but United unbeaten late on the Champions League group opener tied the match changed after Bissaka's red card. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.